Hello everyone, I'm back with my next video on the question answers of the chapter The Hitchhiker by Roald Dahl. Let us start with question and answers. Question 1. How does the narrator describe his car? What does this tell you about his personality? The answer is, the narrator describes his car in great detail. It was a big BMW. The narrator says that the speed of his car was 129 miles per hour and had a terrific acceleration. He said his car was pale blue with dark blue, finest quality leather seats, and also talked about electrically operated radio system and the powerful engine. This tells us that the narrator lived a luxurious life and took pride in that. Question 2. Why did the narrator find his drive particularly a pleasurable experience? The narrator found his drive a pleasurable experience because it was a lovely morning in June. The fields were busy with haymaking and there were buttercups growing along both sides of the road. The narrator drove in his luxurious car comfortably. Question 3. What justification did narrator have for giving a lift to the hitchhiker? The answer is, the narrator knew how it felt to be standing on the side of the country road watching the cars go by. He hated the drivers who pretended that they didn't see a hitchhiker, especially the ones who had big cars and 3 empty seats. His personal experience and empathy made him justify the act of giving a lift to the hitchhiker. Question 4. What was peculiar about Hitchhiker's looks and mannerisms? The answer is, the hitchhiker was a small, ratty-faced man with grey teeth. His eyes were dark, quick and clever. His ears were slightly pointed at the top. He had a cloth cap on his head and he was wearing a grey-colored jacket. All put together, he looked like a huge human rat. Question 5. Why did the narrator not question the hitchhiker further about why he was going to Epsom? The narrator did not question the hitchhiker further about why he was going to Epsom because when he did, the hitchhiker went silent and looked straight ahead, not seeming to like the question. Question 6. What was Hitchhiker's opinion about the writers? Answer is, the hitchhiker's opinion about the writers was that they were in a skilled profession or trade. Question 7. What made the driver accelerate the speed of the car? What was the consequence of this act? The answer is, the need to prove to his passenger that the car could travel at 129 miles an hour made the driver accelerate the speed of the car. The consequence of this act was that a policeman made him pull over and booked him for overspeeding. Question 8. How did the hitchhiker demonstrate his skill to the narrator? The answer is, the hitchhiker demonstrated his skill to the narrator by pulling out from his pocket the narrator's driving license, his keyring, some pound notes, a letter from his publishers, his diary, an old pencil and his wife's ring. Finally, he pulled out the policeman's black books and this left the narrator thoroughly impressed. Let us now do reference to context questions. Number 1, here I have a dotted line in this extract. I'll read out the extract for you. Number 1 is, the body was pale blue. The seats inside were dark blue and they were made of leather of the finest quality. The windows were electrically operated and so was the sunroof. Question 1, A part. What is being described in these lines? The answer is, the narrator's BMW car is being described in these lines. Question B. Who is the narrator of the story? The answer is the narrator of the story is a writer who is driving to London. Question C. Do you think the narrator is proud of his achievement? The answer is yes, the narrator is proud of his achievement. Extract 2. I'll read out the extract for you. I'm going right through London and out the other side, he said. I'm going to Epsom for races. Question A. Who is I in these lines? The I is the hitchhiker in these lines. Question B. The speaker's English is very different from the narrator's language. Why do you think has the author used two different kinds of speech? The answer is the author has probably used two different kinds of speech to bring out the difference in the origin, background, society and professions of the two. Question C. From the narrator's description, do you think the speaker has some trick up his sleeve? The answer is yes. From the narrator's description, the hitchhiker seems to have a trick up his sleeve. Extract 3. I'll read it out for you. You wouldn't be driving about in a car like this if you weren't no good at it, he answered. Question A is, who said these words to whom? And the answer is, the hitchhiker said these words to the narrator. Question B, why did the speaker say these words? The answer is, the hitchhiker said these words because the narrator had said that he was a writer and had added that there were many bad writers around. Moreover, the narrator was driving an expensive car. Question C. Do you think the speaker had a good observation? The answer is yes, the hitchhiker has a very good observation. Extract 4. I'll read out the extract for you. I don't like your face. That's all. The cop said, and we just might have a picture of it somewhere in our files. Question A. Who said these words and to whom? The answer is, the policeman said these words to the hitchhiker. Question B. Why did the speaker say these words? The answer is, the policeman said these words because the hitchhiker, when questioned by the policeman, asked what wrong he had done. Question C. Do you think the listener might get into trouble soon? The answer is yes. The hitchhiker's description and the policeman's sternness make one think that the hitchhiker may land in trouble soon. The next extract. Me? I'm a fingersmith. I'm a professional fingersmith. The question is, who called himself a fingersmith? The answer is, the hitchhiker called himself a fingersmith. Answer question B, why did the speaker call himself so? The answer is, the hitchhiker called himself a fingersmith because he considered himself to be an expert with fingers, one who had reached the very top of this profession. Question C, which word did he not want to associate himself with and why? The answer is, he did not want to associate himself with the word pickpocket as he thought it was a vulgar word and also considered pickpockets to be rough and vulgar. Extract 6. Yes, Governor, it is. But the trouble is, he's lost the book. He's lost both the books, the one with my name in it and the one with yours. Questions are, A part, who had lost the books? The answer is, the policeman had lost the books. Question B, how did the person lose his books? The answer is, the hitchhiker had pickpocketed the books from him without his knowledge. Question C, How was losing the books helpful for the narrator and the speaker? The answer is the books contained the details of the narrator and his car, based on which he was going to be booked for overspeeding, which would be followed by summons and possible imprisonment. The hitchhiker's details had also been noted in one of the books, and the policeman had said that he would go back and check if the hitchhiker was in the list of wanted criminals. Thus, losing the books meant that they would not get caught by the police now. I hope this video was helpful to you. If you have any queries, please put it in the comment section. Do take good care of yourself. Bye bye.